you 12 incredible hugs and start your day. Destiny hugs.
Hey there, it's Jennifer Trask, and we're going into day 6 of Date with Destiny. There you go, I got it out. I'm really excited because I'm going to put some footage from Date with Destiny actually at the end of this video, so I'm super excited about that. But in the meantime, there's one last thing I wanted to finish the series off with that I thought was kind of important and a good send-off. It's called Your Primary Question, and I'd never heard of it before actually until I went to Date with Destiny. But when Tony explained it, it really made a lot of sense, and I thought, oh yeah, I definitely have one of those, and I think most people do. So what it is as you go through your daily life, there's usually a question that you're always asking yourself when you come into certain situations. For a lot of people, it's, you know, what are people going to think of me if I do this? Or are people going to like me if I do this or wear that or go out with this person or so on and so forth? And a lot of people don't realize that they're going through their life constantly asking themselves this question in their head, and that's shaping the decisions that they're making and therefore shaping their outcome and their results of their life. And a lot of times that question can be a very negative question, especially when it involves other people. And if your question is, you know, what are people going to think of me if I do this or do that? If you're constantly thinking that, then that probably is your primary question, and you really want to get rid of that because it's causing you to probably not do things that you should be doing or are good for you, and it's, you know, it's holding you back. So what you want to do is you want to change your primary question into a question that is going to support you and that is going to allow you to sort of appreciate even more what you already have. So there are many different examples, whatever is right for your life and for your circumstance. But an example of one could be, you know, how can I love and appreciate even more the gifts that God has given me, for example. And the premise of that is that you're saying to yourself, you know, how can I really love and appreciate even more? So that's saying that it's setting up that you already love and appreciate what you have and that you're already appreciating the gifts that you were given, because everyone, by the way, has gifts they were given to give to the world. But what you want to do is set your question up so that you're already enjoying or appreciating or loving or being excited about something you already have, and now you're wanting to say, well, how can I appreciate it even more? And that way, when you're shaping something, it's in a positive way, and it's reminding you you already have things to be grateful for, or, you know, there's already good things going on. So what you want to do is sit down and just take a moment and think about it. You'll probably come up with it really quick, and if you don't, sleep on it and you'll come up with it. You'll realize there's a question you always seem to ask yourself, and when you figure it out, look at it, and if it's positive or negative. If it's negative, you got to get rid of it, and if it's positive, maybe you want to tweak it a little bit so that you can put in the, you know, how can you appreciate it, or how can I love it even more? Frame it so that you're already doing what the question says, but you want to know how to do more of it, and it's a positive thing. And another thing that I want to talk about too here, so that's it for the primary question. It's a pretty simple yet very powerful exercise. But one of the other things I want to talk about is we went through a lot of material over the 6 days and in these short videos. And what I think is one of the most important things to recognize is as you're going along, these, you know, thinking about a primary question and what are your needs and what are your values and what are your rules and all these things don't just happen overnight. What you want to do is make a conscious decision to focus on them every day, to you know, incant them into you and really get them into your mind so that it becomes like brushing your teeth. You just do it. You just know how to do it. It's just a daily practice that you do. And remember that all the the things that you have right now probably came from unconsciously doing things every day. So now what you're doing is you're empowering yourself to make conscious decisions of positive change every day. But you have to practice. And if you actually, you know, you're kind of doing something and then maybe you ask that old question, for example, again, and you're like, oh shoot, I shouldn't ask that. And you repeat your new primary question. Well, pat yourself on the back. That's a great thing. And the reason is because you remembered, wait a minute, that was the old me, this is the new me. Because it's going to take time to really ingrain that into yourself and make it become a regular habit. Because remember, you could have already been 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years on these old questions and these old values. So of course you come back to them really easily. So you have to practice. Look at everything, all your new needs and your new roles and everything every day. And the best thing to do is to really say them out loud and get, you know, stand up and talk them out. Look in the mirror if you can. And if you can, definitely go to a live event with Tony, do that, because they will be ingrained in you after that weekend. I promise you that. But that's what's really going to help you get them into your mind. It's like any new habit, it takes time to form, and you have to make the conscious decision to want to change and to do it every day. And what you will find is eventually it'll be second nature to you and you don't have to think about it anymore. And that's the place you really want to get, because then you're going to really come from that place of power every day and that positive energy, and you won't have all these negative questions shooting out of you all the time, and even if you do sometimes, you'll be able to catch yourself really quickly and go back to the positive. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the 6 days of Date with Destiny. Obviously it is not everything that we covered because there's just, you know, too much information, not enough time on the videos, but I wanted to give you some really important pieces so that you can start practicing them now. And I promise you, when you see changes in yourself, that's when the outside world will change for you. When you start to change on the inside, you will recognize that you're starting to attract the right people and people who are more in alignment with where you are in your life at the time. And if you're looking to grow your business, then you'll find the right business partners or the right opportunities or clients and so on and so forth. But it really begins with making a commitment to change for yourself, because remember, you can only ever give as much as you have, and that's why you have to be able to fill yourself up with all the good stuff, the love and joy and the happiness, so that the spillover effect goes into the people around you and your associates and your family and your friends. And that's when it can become, really fun. So if you have any comments, please let me know. Make sure you share this in the social networks and put it on Facebook and Twitter and all the rest of it. And I would love to hear if, what your primary question is, as well as any of the other videos, if you have noticed that there are some changes that you have made and realized you had some negative habits, because we've all had them, and even as you move forward, you might want to relook at this in a year or in 2 years and revisit it and see where you are and change what you need to change for that point in your life. So have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you again soon. Bye.
Tired people sitting already. There's still a bunch of people that are too tired after 6 days.